Jim's bad ideas.
So like a lot of people these days, I've got kind of out of the habit of going out and spending money. I've had a bit of money burning a hole in my pocket. So I've decided that best use for that would be to buy a very old car to put on historic Rego. Been looking around for what the best thing would be, and something's popped up down in Geelong. So this morning I'm heading down to buy a car sight unseen, first time ever. Alright, so I've just bought the car. Seller was very helpful. I am quietly confident that it will make it home. Fingers crossed. So it's, I guess, I'll talk about what it is. It is the 1UZ V8 Toyota Soarer Lexus SC400. It's a 93 model, meaning that I've stuffed up slightly in buying a 29-year-old car, not a 30-year-old car, but it's all good. So I've just stopped at the local super cheap. I'm gonna grab a couple of spares in terms of like oil and stuff, and a very basic toolkit. Obviously I could not bring that in carry-on. Alright, my purchases from super cheap, a little stash of goodies. I am hoping I don't need any of it, but anyway, that's what I thought I might need. Alright, ready to head off from super cheap in North Geelong, heading to Albury, staying the night in Albury, then I'll be driving back to Sydney the next day. This car has no number plates. I do have an unregistered vehicle permit. I am just wondering how many times I'm going to get pulled over, because I've driving a car for 2 days. I'm sure I'll go past many highway patrol on the Hume Highway, and no number plates does look a bit sus, especially this type of car. One of the tail lights, which I'll show, all the red on the plastic's gone, so that's not looking real crash hot either. I tried to buy some nightshade to just touch it up, but super cheap didn't have any, so it is what it is. Right, halfway between Geelong and Albury, and pulled over for a comfort break, and this is the car. So it's a bit of a rough diamond in the rough, I guess. Must have a look at the potential. It's got working air suspension from factory. As you can see, no number plates. Haven't been pulled over yet, which is very surprising. It's got very little clear coat, which is obviously a weight saving measure. And some, there's nothing good I can say about those wheels. I guess I could say they're not to my taste. Yeah. But it's driving really well. Makes V8 noises. A bit quiet, but we'll fix that. Now, this is the interior. It has the fancy 90s touchscreen, which doesn't really work, but the tape deck works, which is how I'm getting music. I've got a tape with an auxiliary cord plugged into a little Bluetooth receiver. My phone's Bluetooth to that. We've got leather seats that are in decent condition, except for the driver's seat, which I'm sitting on, so I can't show you, but it is horrible. So that's going to need to be recovered. Probably not sure if we can show this. The dash is, yeah, it's not really coming up. It's a really kind of weird holographic digital kind of thing. It's kind of cool, in a retro kind of way. But yeah, it's so far it's comfortable. It's smooth. It's yeah, it's pretty good, and it smells like a 90s car. I think it might just be this tree. It just reminds me of my old Skyline. It smelled the same.
We begin tonight with the latest update we've just received from the Victorian SES on the state's flood disaster.
There's a lot of flooding in Victoria at the moment, and it looks like I've got a river crossing coming up. So I've just pulled over and I've put the car into the high mode on the suspension. We'll see how it goes. Here we go. Hopefully this high suspension is high. This is not what I had hoped to do. Sketchy. The door's just locked, which gave me a bit of a fright as an electrical thing, but I think that was a feature. Well, I think it looks like we're getting through the worst of it. Just keeping an eye on this car up ahead. It's not that, as you can see, it's not a very big car, so we're fine. I mean, it doesn't look like it's all that deep. Bloody Land Cruiser, and wait for anyone. It's all good, mate. As long as he's right.
You lucky bastard! Who's that? You lucky bastard!
4 hours later.
Okay, Sunday morning, just about to start the around 6-hour journey back to Sydney. Yeah, just spent the night in Albury after a lot of adventures to try and get here through the different closed roads and flooded roads. So I've just come to the service station, filled up with fuel, checked the oil, etc. Pumped the tyres up. Everything looks good. So hopefully have a much easier journey today than the adventures of yesterday. But yeah, really liking the car. It's driving really well. A few minor things that I've noticed, but yeah, I think it'll make it home. I think it seems to be pretty good. Alright, so we definitely made it home. It's actually a couple of weeks after the trip. I just haven't had a chance to wrap up this video. So here's the car. Yeah, overall it's a good car, I think. It's really smooth. I think it looks good if you look, past the obvious issues, like with the clear coat peeling and some of the black on the side peeling off. But it's got a, I think that's a factory body kit, although I do have noticed there's some tech screws holding it in, so I'm not sure exactly, but it I think it complements the car without being too sex spec. It's got the, the little Griffin badge, which I like. You can still see where the Toyota badge was, so I'll have to fix that up. Headlights obviously need restoration. Planning to just do a full closed door respray in the same blue colour. Don't mind the blue. And then there's a bit of a dent here, which isn't really too bad. There's obviously some paint missing and a bit of a dent, so I'll try and do a bit of a DIY fix, although bodywork's not really my strong point, but it's good practice. Tail light, I was going to just paint it, but it looks like it's got a big crack through it, so I probably have to just look for replacements of those. Reverse camera doesn't seem to work. The exhaust actually sounds quite good now that I've heard it a bit more, but there's a bit of rusty stuff and some of the coating's missing, so probably get new tips. I mean, it looks like those would have looked really nice back when they were new, but it's probably a long time ago. And let's have a look at the inside. So the main issue is this seat, which is quite badly damaged. It's worse than I expected. There's small damage there, and like this is all coming away. So I drove it with this seat cover on to, maybe it's all cracked here as well. Thought maybe it might limit any damage that I do to it. I also need to fix up this door card, which is all broken. Apparently that's a common thing. I spoke to a few people parting them, and no one's ever got door cards. The carpets and stuff just needs to be cleaned. It's got like the OEM Soarer floor mats, which is pretty cool. The other seats, that's the passenger's one. That's probably the next worst, and then the rear seats, I don't think they've really been used, but they're pretty good nick. So I took the steering wheel cover off. The steering wheel's not really that great. I don't think it's leather covered. I think it's kind of feels like rubbery, and it's very thin, which didn't feel great in my hand, so I actually put the cover back on. I preferred it with the cover on. I'll might get a new one, or I don't know. So here's the important bit. We've got the 1UZ engine. It's a 4-litre V8. It's not massively powerful, but they're supposed to be really reliable. There's a problem with the odometer screen in the car, which is a common issue with these. So I'm kind of just trusting that the seller told me that the approximate Ks on it are about 210,000. Could be 400,000. I've got no idea really. Trying to sort out getting a new little LCD screen, which will tell me, once I've plugged it in, it'll tell me the real Ks. But the thing runs really well. So really the plans are to tidy it up cosmetically, which will be a DIY closed door respray. I bought some second-hand wheels that are a little bit more to the style that I like, so I'll show you those. But I'll be changing those. They need some tyres, and the person that owned them is obviously horrible at parking. There's quite a lot of gutter rash that needs to be fixed. The tyres on these are pretty decent, so there's no real rush to put the other ones on. And they're kind of growing on me a little bit. I mean, I don't love them, but I hate them less than when I first saw them. Long term, I think obviously I'll get the driver's seat recovered. I'll probably do a bit of it, just a temporary fix until I can get it properly reupholstered. I've been looking into some superchargers. Looks like you can get the Eaton M90 off the V6 Commodore that came out factory supercharged. It's the kits to fit that. Just a maybe 6 psi. It's a small bit of boost and the nice supercharger noise. Might make the car pretty fun. But yeah, besides that, I'm not going to go crazy with it. I'm not going to take it to the track or drags or anything. Just want to make it feel special to just cruise around in. I think it looks good, and it will look a lot better once I tidy it up a bit. But yeah, that's it. So I'll just show you the wheels, and then that'll be it for the video. Yeah, so that's the wheel. There's 4 of them. I don't know what colour that is. Is that shadow chrome or something? I'm not sure. I was thinking about maybe doing them in a bronze, like a deep bronze kind of colour. I think that might look good with the blue, although I don't mind this colour either. I'm just not sure about matching it because there's quite a lot of this gutter rash. I want to sand that all out. I obviously need to paint it. So I'll see how close the paint matches to that colour. If it's not a great match, then I'll do the whole thing in maybe bronze. If it's close, I'll probably leave it and see how it goes.